Christmas.
Well, if you need to do that, you need to do that. Christmas. Even though it's not Christmas, it's far from it.
It's
Really?
only if you believe it is.
Oh my god, I'm gonna actually have to Google this, aren't I?
You don't need to. Quite literally look down at the calendar. It's May.
No, I mean for this fucking game.
Oh,
What is in this dramatic lot of bag?
Excuse you. Also, what are you looking for then, Jack?
Bag. Wow, what a hell of a bag. Very, very bag.
I also remembered to print off the character sheet for Ben for tomorrow, Dion.
Oh, good.
Because he asked me beforehand to do so.
Yeah. I'm surrounded by dogs.
I have no idea what he's going to be playing in tomorrow's game, but I think he'll be working that out on the day.
Maybe message him and ask him if he can come down a bit earlier.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're gonna end up rushing.
No, I'm not playing Zara.
And I'm not playing Rowan, so we're fine.
There you go. Greetings,
But
everyone.
I'm always Balthazar Doom, baby.
Go back to
Zoom's stuck in a
Friday.
pocket.
It's not Friday yet. We don't have to deal with your bullshit.
We keep pushing him in a no-no hole, so it's fine.
I can't believe I spread the idea of the shame hole to Saturday's game.
The shame hole is perpetually existent.
It is. It's because Fred's character in that game keeps getting possessed, and one of the other characters has mold earth. So, yeah, anytime they get possessed, mold earth, sink them into the ground. We'll call it the shame hole.
Oh, do I have enough?
Which makes sense given the druid is the horny one of the party as well. Either way, greetings everyone and welcome back to the Dark Tides of Runeterra. Last time, you all travelled a bit, you all gathered up some more forces. You met a travelling caravan on the backs of beasts, where you found the Stoneweavers that you had previously seen their work more towards the north and the end of Shurima. You decided to camp out there for the night, safety in numbers, plus apparently they also were heading to deal with this void threat.
Alari slept down on the sands with them.
Yes.
While the rest of the people stayed on the ship because she did not want to be on the ship with Singed.
Ah, yes, Singed was there.
She almost lost herself because of that.
I'm still laughing at the fact that the way to try and deal with that was Mariah grabbed a bucket of water and tried to throw it over.
That doesn't work.
It does. It's what leads to that one art where you never finished it, so she's bold.
No.
It's what was that film? It's Disney's Hercules when they put out Hades' hair, and he's like, "Wait, has my hair gone out?" So, as you're all resting for the night, with Alari, I believe you were still Alari at this point.
Yeah.
Resting down with the rest of the Stormweavers, the rest of you resting up on the ship. Can I get a perception check from Alari, please?
Okay. Just give me a sec. Roll20 is loading slow today, apparently.
That's fine.
Perception is not something Alari is good at, so...
So you don't notice as this happens. Because, well, there are some watches happening, like a few people staying up and taking it in turns. This is more subjected to you rather than the group. As you start to hear slight Boom. Boom.
The chimes again.
The chimes start to sound. Do you wake up from this?
I mean, if she's hearing them, yeah. But remember, last time Alari hasn't heard the chimes before.
No, but you have been told of the chimes.
Yeah.
And essentially, but I needed someone to see to have this moment, given the person that has been hearing the chimes isn't here because she's got work.
On the grind.
But as you do sit up, just slowly from your sleeping roll on the ground, you find yourself alone on this large slab of rock. The air slightly frigid and cold, as you would expect at night time in a desert. The stars brightly shining down. And off in the distance, map-wise, I'd say southwestish.
Mm.
You see a particular beam of light shining down. And from that distance, resonating with the chimes you hear from behind on the ship, is another boom, boom.
Mm. How far is this light?
It's
Roundabout?
quite a bit of a trek. You'd have to go on the actual sand, and it looks like from where you are and from the perspective of you on the rock itself, it looks like it goes off into a bit of a valley type of area where you see lots of the structures rising up, but also quite a few dip downs.
Yeah. Hmm. Kind of looking at it. Looked up at the ship where the others are. Um.
And as you look behind you to where the ship is, make me a perception check again. The stars have changed alignment.
Hmm?
As you look back towards the beam is still there, but the stars have shifted once more. And a
They've changed.
voice calls down. One of two trapped between two different worlds. One of two so desperate to be two once more.
Do I
Oh,
recognize
how
this
you
voice?
mortals love to screw each other over.
Do we know this voice?
You yourself have never heard this voice. But the voice does seem to be coming from above.
That was a noise.
And who speaks this night?
Your creator. Or at the very least, the creator of this rock that you float on through space. So in a way, you're an inadvertent creator.
Hmm.
I could help you, you know. Reach that pinnacle. Where you could be two once more.
Before we go any further with discussions, I would like a name.
You may call me
Bob.
the Star Forger.
Starforger. Would I know what that is?
Make me a history check
I
if you
prefer Bob.
wish. His name is Mr. Eggs. While you don't recall anything from any history lessons itself,
What? You cut out there.
while you don't recall anything from history lessons itself,
Hmm.
you do recall a certain someone telling you of these stories and of being haunted by such a voice and such a name. As you recall what Kuiper has told you in the past.
Ah,
The dragon under the mountain.
you're the one who was talking to Kuiper.
Ah, your little free-eyed friend. Such a connection with the mountain, that one, but given everything that is happening there, well, he's a bit preoccupied, and I feel like a better deal would be done with you. After all, you've got something you're wanting so much that you'd be willing to help. Someone that also knows what it's like to be a prisoner.
Hmm. And say you could help me, help us return to being separate. You would give us what we want, two separate physical, biological bodies.
Separate bodies, yes. Physical, of course. Biological, well, I'd certainly try my best.
Hmm.
You know what the tales are of the Ascended on the mountains.
Not really. I didn't really study Targonian history in my books.
Biological sometimes can be a bit askew there, but you would have your separate forms. That much I can guarantee.
But I'd also be tied to something much more than I'd like. See, the
Yes and
entire
no.
point of me having my own form once again would be so I could live my life.
And are you saying that the aspect of that pale rock in the sky called the moon doesn't have her own life? Nor does
I'd
the
say
one other
not.
fireball in the sky?
Let's say not, considering they're constantly chasing each other and trying to keep their own separate religions from imploding.
That's more to do with their humanity.
What would you even want from me in return for this boon you're offering?
Freedom.
And
I
what would you
want
do
what you
with your
managed to gain
freedom?
for yourselves.
And what would you do with your freedom?
I'm not going to mince words with you, Alari. It is Alari, isn't it?
Yes.
I won't mince words with you, Alari. That giant mountain I've been trapped under for so long, well, that's getting flattened into the ground.
What about the people who live there?
I'll give them a 10 days head start.
Hmm.
Days are the ones
See,
where they tick down sequentially, right? Like 10 days have already passed while we've been talking.
no.
What are those called? Minutes? Seconds? It's hard to
Seconds.
tell when you can't tell the passage of time.
That's the concerning part.
But surely you, someone that was a prisoner once yourself, knows my pain. and also
I
knows
understand it.
that rage of wanting to burn the place down when you're freed.
But I also have the common sense not to raise an entire civilization in the process. Which,
Yuck.
with your lacking of understanding of how the world is outside, you are likely to do.
Yeah, come now, what are they going to do? Put me back in the ground?
It's kind of. It's like. They probably might.
Let's put it this way, Alari.
Given how you've already been trapped once, it's possible it could happen again. You're not the only god in this world.
No, I am much more. With my full power, I could hold this little planet on the tip of a finger.
Well, for now, dear dragon, I have bigger things to worry about, like the coming ensuing battle.
Trust me, there's much more bigger things to worry about than that. And
My point
as you do
is,
look up at the stars, his face begins to form in them. And where the crown that shackles him to Targon is revealed, you do notice it starting to crack and crumble. The grip's already loosening. It's only a matter of
yes,
time. Your help would only speed things up and ensure survivors.
how would it ensure survivors if you're going to raise the mountain anyway?
Because if I'm free, without anyone else's help, it won't be just a mountain that is raised.
Mm.
I will crush this little planet and start anew.
Well, while their grip may be weakening, I still have time.
Tick tock, dear Alari, tick tock. Don't keep me waiting. Oh, and don't keep that one waiting.
That one. Oh,
And you feel your eyes actually open up from your sleep this time. And as you're looking up towards the stars that were once talking to you, a face just pops over, looks down at you. Little purple skinned face.
Lulu?
I saw you talking in your sleep.
Oh,
You having the bad
yes.
mumbles?
Bad mumbles? You mean dreams?
Dreams are nice and pleasant. Mumbles are more the go between dreams and nightmares.
More like strange entities trying to bargain.
Oh, I get that every Friday.
That is concerning.
You think it's concerning for me? You should see their faces.
What are you doing down here? I thought you'd be up on the ship with the others.
They're boring. They wanted to just sleep.
Just kind of
Forgetting
looks
that I think
around.
at least 3 of us don't sleep at all.
Just looking around, like there's not really much of anything down here. If you entertain.
There's a couple of things. There's been the tremors in the ground. Like make a bit of a
Tremors.
rumbling. Like a
That's concerning.
eh.
Everything about this is concerning.
There's also that I keep hearing like a ringing.
The chimes.
She kind of sticks a finger into one of her ears and just kind of wiggles it around. That's what it is. I thought I was just coming down with tinnitus.
No, like dong. That sort of.
Yeah, like that.
Yes, we've heard them before. Well, at least myself and, well, a lot. Delris and Mariah heard them,
Hmm.
but I heard them then as well.
Are they heading over
And
in,
that,
is, over in that direction by perchance? She'll just kind of like point outwards
to where
towards
the
where the
light was.
yeah.
Yeah, that.
Huh, that's where the other guy said they were going.
Other guy?
Guys, there's a couple of them.
Yeah, who?
I think they set up camp over there. And she'll just like point to somewhere just on the edge of the rock.
Were Do you know who they were? Were they friends?
Friends is a bit of a term. I mean, a couple of them are Yordles, so they look familiar, but that's about it.
Was one a bit insane and had a small lizard that he rode on?
No, one of them was Poofy. The other one looked like they're on fire. One of them has a fancy helmet.
Ah, okay. I see this reference now. Oh. I don't know them.
Admiral Lieutenant Cadmiral Cled would like to remind you that Scarl has a name, despite the fact that I can't remember my own.
The worst part is I can't
Just-
remember what Jamie played before we ended that.
Jamie was a human.
Oh yeah, he don't
A
count.
human
He's gone.
lizard.
He's gone. He's bad.
It's like, well, those the little Mariah's little friend on the ship. Well, Umpa's friend, I should say, the little owl bear also chimes.
I thought that's just a noise they made.
No, that's a very unusual noise for a little owl bear to make.
It really is.
Regardless, we've got a lot to do.
That
Hmm?
reminds me. I may have been in your room. Don't get mad.
Why were you in my room?
Because I heard like a little noise.
Noise?
Hmm.
What?
She'll root for a little bag and pull out one of the sending stones and just kind of place it in your hand. I think so. We're trying to call you.
Oh. What face is painted on this?
Vice.
I didn't give one to Vi.
So she'll just stare at you. Stare at the stone. Stare back at you.
I didn't have one for Vi. Where did you find this?
Don't know. It was in your room. Maybe someone brought it
It-
along and forgot to give it to you, so just dropped it off with your stuff.
Maybe, but usually it's Delris who does the painting on them, but I didn't have one for Vi.
Oh, this is the thing. Roll me an insight check.
Let's see.
As you respected this a bit more, this is definitely a different paint job to what Delris's is.
Who did this?
There's also something quite concerning. Vi's eyes are crossed out in the drawing.
That's concerning.
What is?
Well, one, this wasn't painted by Delris, and two, someone crossed out Vi's eyes.
Is that a bad thing?
Well, usually that indicates dead
Oh,
or intention of killing.
then why would they be trying to phone you up if they're dead?
I
Are
don't
they a
think, I
ghost
don't
like the other
know.
people? The ghost
I
people.
hope not.
The ghost people creep me out. They're cold.
Well, yeah. Though,
Except for
at
the
least
dog. The
one
dog
of
is oddly
them.
warm.
Oh, you mean the stone dog?
Yeah, that one.
Well, just give me a moment, and she'll try and activate the sending stone. It's like,
Before
hello?
you even attempt to activate it, it goes off in your hand.
Ah!
So if it's activated itself.
Answers it. Hello?
Which one is this? Is this ready or this is bluey?
This is the blue one.
I
This
get the
is Jinx, isn't
serious
it?
one. Look,
Do I recognize the voice?
you do.
Jinx.
Hey, long time no blow up.
Yeah, what do you want?
So I heard from the little rodent with the big bushy hair that something was going
Heimerdinger?
down. Yeah, Dingy Dongy. Him.
Yeah.
Mr. Stuffy Pants. I heard that
Yes.
something's going on in the desert. Something
Yes, there
big,
is.
something exciting, something that needs blowing up.
Something that definitely needs to be killed.
Killed, blown up, same difference.
Yes, but you've got to, if you're coming, you've got to not blow up our allies too.
Oh, that's a tough deal. That's a tough deal there, Bluey.
Or I will command you to stay in one place again for like a week.
I've been taking tricks to learn how to get around that.
Oh, I've got more powerful too, dear. Don't worry.
Blah, 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 blah. Don't blow up this, don't blow up that.
If you're coming, you've got to not blow up allies.
Hang on one sec. She said we can't blow up her allies. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're gonna need a list of your allies then.
Who are you talking to?
My conscience.
All right.
Oh,
Well, if you get
and
here,
apparently Fat Hands is gonna be there too.
thighs coming.
Yeah, Fat Hands.
I guess all the help we can get.
Yeah, it must be serious or some one big party if the everyone's gone. So why didn't I get an invite?
Because
Why
one, we
didn't
had no way to contact you, and two, you're extremely volatile.
I had to invite myself.
You are a very volatile person.
And what do you need for these kind of situations? High explosives.
Not dead allies.
Look, would you rather them die some horrific, slow, painful death, or go out in a
Which is
blaze of
often
glory?
burning.
I'm not a pyro. I'm an
You
explosive
do
expert.
realize your explosives cause fires.
Yeah, but usually the explosion kills them before they burn.
Concussive force is still very painful.
For like 5 seconds.
We still need our allies alive after this. Jinx.
Fine, 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 fine. Boring.
Regardless, once you get here, you could meet the allies, I guess.
We'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow. Today?
Where the hell did this stone come from anyway?
Oh, Stuffy Pants was going to give you a stone for Fat Hands. And I switched to stones.
Yes, but it's only just shown up. We haven't been in Piltover in months.
Yes, but Stuffy Hands came to your place, didn't he?
Oh, Heimerdinger.
Yes. Stuffy Pants. Who did
I
you think I was
guess.
on about? Top Hat Lady? Scissors Granny?
Either of those really was where my mind went.
I'm just realizing just how bad the name Scissors Granny sounds.
Yeah, it really does.
Ugh.
Yep.
Point of this conversation. Bye. The connection is severed.
I'm gonna like sit up and I'm gonna cast sending
Yep.
to Vi. I'm gonna go, Hi.
Do you need to know whereabouts they are?
Alari. No, I just need to be familiar with the person.
Okay.
Hi, it's Alari. Your sister
Out of
is...
curiosity, just quickly as well. Sorry to interrupt that, but I
No,
just
it's just
remembered
because I'm
something.
counting. I'm counting because I've only got a limited amount of words.
But
You can say it. It's just I've got to keep count.
given I know mostly everyone else on the ship does need to sleep, one person I'm pretty sure doesn't need to sleep. Porcelain lady, what would you be doing roughly at this time?
Sitting. Minding my own damn business.
Would you say you're on the deck though, rather than being inside the ship?
I mean, I'd probably be like strolling around.
Okay. So
Wouldn't really have any.
as you're strolling around the ship and the campgrounds, you do spot Delris not Delris. You do
Alari.
spot Alari, like having this conversation.
Probably won't be able to hear it, but
Well,
The ship's
she won't.
madness
She
again.
wouldn't have been able to have heard the sendings being sent, but you definitely would have been able to hear the conversation between her and Jinx.
I thought the ship was still up, like mostly in the air. Like,
Yeah, but Porcelain Lady's not on the ship. Porcelain Lady's
yes,
wandering
she
around.
is. I thought she was on the ship.
Tons of ship wandering around. I
Uh,
would only see them.
No, the ship's landed. The ship's parked on the rock.
I thought it was still up in the air because the others went up to the ship to rest, and
Yeah,
I
but
stayed below.
The rock peeps summoned a platform for it.
All right.
That's
Well, I'm still
fine.
on a different piece of rock.
same rock. Like, the going upwards part is because the ship is still taller than what the campground would be. Therefore, you still have to go up the gangplank.
I'm still on the ground.
Yeah, that means totally different context in this universe. It
does. Like, the best way to put it is,
It
yeah,
still would
the
be
ship
a
is
bit of
higher
a
up.
stretch to hear.
Not with how loud that was between you two.
She's just talking normally.
Yes. And there's hardly any other sound going on at the moment. It's the dead of night.
Meh.
Anyway.
Reaction's still the same. Goddamn ship madness getting to these crazy people again.
Regardless.
So what is the message?
Right, now I need to get back to counting. Hi Vi, it's Alari. Your sister is coming to the battle tomorrow. And perhaps if you're coming too, could you keep her in check?
How many words is sending? It's 22, I want to say.
25.
25, so that is 20 so far.
I did 24.
I counted extremely wrong there.
I counted 24.
Somehow I counted less, despite the fact that I also counted that,
Either way, so long as it's within
yeah,
the 25.
it still
that'll be
counts.
fine.
It still absolutely counts. There's a bit of sounds. And you don't get a message back.
No?
No. One main reason why you don't get a message back.
Why?
The message wasn't ended with you can reply to this, so she doesn't know if she can or not.
I couldn't say she could reply to this.
Yep, so
She'd know that she can reply. It's part of the spell.
does she know the spell though? She's not a spellcaster.
No, but she does live in Zon and Piltover, and she does work for the Piltover Police Department, and I'd argue that they use the
Literally,
sending spell
Okay.
quite a bit.
I'm gonna
literally sending stones literally cast the sending spell, so if she knows what that is,
I'm
then
gonna
she'd know
roll
what
a
this is.
Yeah.
yeah, but there's a difference between technology and knowing the spell itself, but I'm gonna roll a check for.
It's not a tech. It's a magical item.
It's as much
In
tech
this
as a hex tech.
in this setting, yeah. In this setting, it's got hex tech flair.
Okay,
Yeah,
so she's
but it
not
does the
absolutely
same
dumb on
things as
this.
sending stone.
She's not absolutely dumb on this. So you'll get back in your head. Testing, is this working? In case it is, god damn it, Jinx. Let's just hope it's only her.
Is that all she says?
Is more backup required?
I
Fish.
will. I will burn another slot.
I mean, it's a good
I'll
job
be
that you're
getting them
getting
back in
rest
the
after
morning
this. Yeah.
anyway.
I'm about to say, it's a good job that you're getting rest after this.
Yeah. Doesn't help though that fucking sending's a 3rd level spell.
Casting
So
sending when you could be casting fireball.
I don't have fireball. Which is weird given that I'm a flaming fire genasi. But she kind of I was reading you. Who else would there be? And for the fight ahead, we could use all the help we can get.
I will see what I can do.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever sat on. I love it.
Sending's only 25
But
words.
keep in mind, some forces will need to stay behind in Piltover to ensure the law. Lol.
That's it. She said the same in the game. We can leave now. That's been done. Game over. Done the thing.
Did she say anything else in response to my who else would there be
No,
question?
that is quite literally 25 words.
Oh. Well, okay. It's like, I don't want to waste another spell slot. We need to give them a sending stone while they're here. Though if Heimerdinger did have one and Jinx swapped it out. Ugh, whatever. Just kind of looks around. Is Lulu still there?
Lulu's buggered off.
buggered.
As expected. Alright. I am going to. Hold on. Trying to think of what I could do now. She's gonna stay down below
Okay.
and just try and get some rest before she has to get up and deal with everything else.
Okay.
But I need to
So
BRB.
you rest up, and eventually morning does arrive. Those who were asleep on the ship you are awoken to the most familiar and yet unusual of noises. You're awoken to the sound of alarm, 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 alarm. As the gently used fish's alarm is going off.
Two things. Wafflebyrg does not sleep. Also, does Wafflebyrg sound like that? Didn't realize I sounded so much like Kled. Wafflebyrg will rethink his life choices later. You want to deal with that, someone? Or do you just want me to press the self-destruct button from here? Because Wafflebyrg can do that!
I'm
Why
assuming
is
that was over the
alarm
tunnel.
going off?
A little bit of this and that, yes. What was that, Ranna?
Why is the alarm going off?
I don't know! Wafflebyrg wants you to check. Wafflebyrg could very easily fix this problem by creating another problem. So it's probably smarter that somebody more reasonable and less suicidal was the one to fix it.
Right.
You at least have the more reasonable aspect, I think. I don't know. You are the one that has made friends with a cursed sword.
The alarm just
Potoo, if we
shuts off.
survive this, I've got to do some soul searching with you, buddy.
The alarm just shuts off halfway through this conversation.
Soul searching.
So, who is going to check the
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
also that alarm's probably the singed alarm too, now that I think about it, because we did, yeah. Oh well.
Debbie's
Back.
with.
Sure, I'll go check on it.
Just one thing.
Wafflebyrg will come. He just didn't want to go alone.
We.
Could I retroactively send one last sending
Okay.
before going to sleep?
What is your last sending?
I'm sending a sending to Kuiper.
To Kuiper?
Mm-hmm. Like
I can summon the son of a bitch in like 2 seconds.
We just hear, you go, da-dunk, da-dunk, da-dunk. I dragged him here!
Just Kuiper. Your mountain dragon is talking in my head. He wants me to free him. In exchange for fixing me. What would you do? That's 25 words.
Your email has been sent.
Oh, it
Please
always will send as
Oh,
long as they're on the same plane.
how annoying would that be? Like, sending a message using sending, only to just have it there saying, yep, your message has been heard, and then no reply.
Wait. You said as long as they're in the same plane.
Yeah, as long as they're on the same plane of existence. If
But
not, it's a percentage chance.
yeah, I was about to say Kuiper's not on our plane of existence anymore.
He is. He's in Targon.
Yeah, Targon's not on our plane of existence. He's on
It
Targon
is-
Prime.
No, it
It's
is in the
another
context
reality.
of this.
No, it's this. It's basically the
No.
celestial realm. And
Yeah, it's the
in
celestial
plane of
plane
existence.
of.
I thought he was
Yeah,
just
it-
fighting in Targon to do with the whole.
No.
It's Targon Prime, isn't it?
No,
That
he's-
they're attacking.
He's just on Targon. It's just Targon
Okay.
itself they were attacking.
Okay, then never mind. I thought they were attacking Targon Prime because
No.
they were talking about how like
It's
the Ascended and whatnot.
the Ascendies
so
are
never
coming
mind.
down to help with it, but that's because
Okay.
they're trying to prevent them from getting into Targon Prime.
Because Targon Prime is, in all intents and purposes, an entirely different reality
Yeah.
than this one. That's why I was
Like-
trying to clarify. I was like,
Targon Prime
Yeah,
is essentially top of the mountain / through the portal.
okay,
So the Ascended are coming downwards from that to meet the dark for the fight.
Mm.
So the
Then yeah,
message
never
will
mind.
get through.
And plus, even then, it's a percentage chance if
Yeah.
it's to another plane of existence.
It's a very low percentage as well, I
You-
believe.
It's like 5%.
You get a quick, simple message back. Just 6 words. Please do not feed the dragon. I love the fact that I did the message back itself and then it's just, yes, Josh has been summoned.
Moonman! My Moonman has returned!
Oh, no.
Wafflebyrg is preparing to die, Moonman! Wafflebyrg is preparing to die!
Hi, Josh.
Hello.
How is boy?
Oi.
How's Josh doing?
Not so bad, not so bad. How's it going?
That is
That's
good,
good
that
to hear
is
from ya.
good.
I'm assuming Jack summoned you.
Yeah, what the hell's going on?
We're
Okay,
just
so I
talking
sent
about you.
So just
I
a
sent ascending to Kuiper, basically saying, "Hey, the dragon that you're talking about is talking in my head and wants me to free him in exchange for fixing me. What would you do?"
Say again?
So you remember how Kuiper was getting haunted by the fucking star dragon?
Yep.
That dragon is now trying to convince Alari to free it instead. And she was asking for Kuiper's advice. But it's a sending spell, so you only have 25 words.
Takes a few minutes for a response and you just get back. No.
Mixed
a
with
lot
a
more
bunch
simpler.
of sword clatter.
It's a lot more simpler of a message than I have planned for it. Should I free the dragon? No.
No, no, leave it where it is.
No, no,
He's like,
no.
But he says he's gonna be freed anyway.
Is that true?
Maybe.
From what Alari did see, the crown was indeed cracking on Aurelian's soul. The crown that is keeping him tethered to Targon. So the power is weakening, which may be due to the whole Darking conflict that's happening over there at the moment.
Yeah, I would use level 4 to send another sending. You just be like,
Jesus.
the crown's already cracking.
Yeah, I'll be
This
real.
way.
I'm way out of the loop, so
I know.
It's
say
fine.
what you will. It's probably better.
Right.
Like, we didn't actually intend to drag you in.
No, I
I
had a
I wanted
response
to
lined
look
up for
cool and have
Kuiper.
friends.
So,
You know what though? I'm happy Jack did. Wafflebyrg Mr. Spoonman!
We're happy you're here.
yeah, thank you for that,
Yay.
Josh. I say the
crown is
response
breaking.
probably would be something along the lines of better to delay the freeing.
Fair enough. Alari won't send another one then,
Alright. So,
just to stop this whole confusion.
to fast forward back to where we were. Alekxander, Potoo, and Wafflebyrg are all going to investigate the alarm.
Alarm.
The ship's alarm is going off.
Oh.
Like
Yes.
you
That's
would be able to
funny.
hear it.
Wait.
You would be able to hear it from where you are. The typical Wafflebyrg call of the alarm of alarm, 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 alarm.
Okay.
Oh joy.
Who
The dog.
would be the first one to arrive? I wonder.
Thunderstep.
Fuck it, let's roll.
I
Boo,
was gonna
boring.
say Alexander because he was the one that said that he's going first.
Indeed, Alekxander would probably be the first due to that.
Alexander, in his usual relatively lackadaisical method, will simply jog over to the source of the alarm.
Where you get to where the alarm system is built into the ship itself,
The alarm
see
system.
a small figure scuttling around in the wires and the mechanisms, chewing and biting at it.
Will simply equip biggest weapon and say, "Oh, you've got like 5 seconds to comply before I turn you into 2 pieces of you.
You see
I'm
it,
sick of people on the ship who shouldn't be here."
you see it scuttle and turn towards you, and you see 3 glowing purple eyes watching back at you.
Kuiper's taking some interesting shit.
It will be at this point when you arrive, Potoo, and you see
Mm.
3 purple eyes as well.
What the hell?
Well,
is
you've your seconds 1, 2, and 3. You've got 2 more.
And it starts to emerge from out the wires. And you will see one of these staring back at you.
You've got 1 more second to identify yourself before I go and do, my stabbing thing. It's not normal for me to ask the other person
Mm,
to sort of introduce themselves first. But I don't even know
that
if you're
looks.
It stares before leaping out of the wires and scuttling off towards the door. The door that Wafflebyrg is just walking through right now. Wafflebyrg, you see this thing scuttling towards you.
Does Wafflebyrg know what it is?
Make me a Arcana check, I would say, would be the best thing for this, given it is not a natural creature.
But a better question is, like, I know what it is, but it looks obviously void, right?
Oh yeah, it's purple. It's
Yeah, that's
got
all. That's
chitin.
all. That's all Wafflebyrg needs to. That's all Wafflebyrg needs to know before he just fucking seals the door.
Did he just seal us in here with that thing?
That means it can't escape, and it probably means that it's void in nature. Get ready to destroy it.
Wafflebyrg's gonna go destroy the ship now. Wafflebyrg doesn't want to live here anymore.
Wafflebyrg
This
will
is-
have
this
this
is
thing
the equivalent.
eviscerated very quickly. Calm down. And Alexander will attempt evisceration.
Potoo will also
I
attempt
just
to
want
help
this
with
more.
Having
Buff,
heard this alarm, can I start making my way up to the ship?
yeah, you would have made your way up as soon as you heard the alarm.
Mm-hmm.
And as you do so, you see Wafflebyrg just quickly close, unlock a door, and then you heard that conversation bit.
What did I miss?
I need you to burn the ship.
What?
Also, you two met me an attack.
It's infested.
What? Did Twitch come back?
It's actually been so long that I can't remember what all my fucking attacks do. Give me just a second.
That's right.
What does this one do again?
Wafflebyrg has never disliked spiders. But now Wafflebyrg dislikes spider-looking things.
We'll use the rapier.
This is the one that's supposed to be for things that aren't undead, so that's what we use.
Well, let's maybe see if they can dispatch it before we go to the nuclear option.
That is a 25 to hit.
No, I'm
Great.
gonna burn everything that it's already touched.
Roll me your damage there, Potoo.
Awesome. 1d8 plus 4.
14
8 damage.
So that is 28 damage in total between the both of you. Yeah, As you two are discussing potentially setting the ship on fire, Wafflebyrg and Alari, you hear a flurry of blades towards the ground and a slight type noise before
think
a
it's
squish happens.
Is it?
Anyway, my name is Alexander. Thank you for coming. Yes, it's dead.
If it's smart enough to know what your name is, at least.
Just kind of goes over to the door to unlock it.
And as you unlock it and peer in, you see what seems to be a splattered mess of purple and chitin on the floor, with these who just with their blades deep into the goo.
By the way, Wafflebyrg, it was eating the wires in here.
That's it. I'm burning everything.
Wafflebyrg, we do not need to
Ow,
go the
Waffle-
nuclear option.
If it makes you feel better, you could probably burn this.
Wafflebyrg was only thinking of the napalm option, but now that you brought up the nuclear option, Wafflebyrg's going nuclear.
No, you're not.
Wafflebyrg has nukes.
I hope not.
They
But I wouldn't be
were on
surprised.
My boat.
Yes,
Or we
one.
can destroy them later.
well,
Without
this
using...
one could have been a scout if it's by itself.
Maybe say that when you're not around Wafflebyrg. That's not a good thing to
Oh.
say.
So far, it was one stray little critter.
Old creatures are never alone.
We'll do a search. Make sure there's no more. Okay? No burning the ship, we need it.
Okay.
Alright,
Thank you.
let's look.
Alright, so I'm gonna need everyone to roll me an investigation check.
So much for sleeping.
Oh no, you've got on your rest.
What?
Alari.
Oh, is this
This
is-
after the
doesn't
long
say-
Yeah,
rest?
this is the morning.
Okay, I didn't know that because I had to go BRB, so I thought this was still during the night. God damn, we're terrible at this.
Give me a second. Let's have a look. Right.
This is the problem when
Cool,
you can always
cool,
your
cool.
intelligence or your stats.
I could use an investigation. Or I could use that. Which
Ooh.
may very well get me the results I need, depending on what they're considered.
Aberrations, I believe they would be.
Aberrations are very much a possibility, so I'm going to take
Iron.
evil and good the fuck out of this ship.
I would say
Iron.
the closest
What?
they would be aberrations
You have
or
to think of
fiends.
one thing. You told
You're
the
What's
an
that the
person,
aberrations? Oop. Sorry.
our bad rolls. You told the porcelain lady to look for critters on the ship. Do you realize how many animals you people have? How am I supposed to be able to tell what's yours and what's not?
Black and purple critters, there
Yeah,
you
no,
go.
you say black or purple critters. Porcelain lady disappears for a bit and then wanders back, shooing Vex into the room.
That is a black and purple critter, but not the one we're looking for.
God damn it! Go back to what you were
So
talking
Alexander is going to go around the ship, holding Detect Evil and Good for 10 minutes,
Okay.
and just have a real good look around. Potentially, he might stop for just a moment. I don't know. I wouldn't know if this now very dead voidling may give some faint aura, just to determine if he can spot them.
It does, which helps you out with
Yeah.
differentiating them from other such creatures. As while you are
Yeah.
detecting for that, you are still getting pings from the undead beings that are on your ship,
Hey, you leave us be.
from those that are Fey touched or Fey adjacent, such as the Alber and the Yordles. And even interestingly enough now, some elemental readings from the twins.
What a
Also-
shocker.
Also a bit of celestial reading from Wafflebyrg.
What another shocker.
And
Fuck
of
off.
course, a bit of undead reading from
Yes, I get it. We are the literal fucking kaleidoscope of fucking creature types.
But
But right now, I'm looking for mono purple. Give me the mono purple.
Give the mono aberration check, please.
mono give them mono purple, they just want to run a purple deck.
So,
As
do I
you're
find any motherfuckers?
within 30 foot of you.
Keeping
Okay,
in mind that we're moving around the ship, so I'll be able to look around for 10 minutes.
as you are
Consider
looking
it a 30
around,
foot aura.
starting from the top of the ship to the bottom,
Yeah.
you don't detect anything for the most part. until you get to the bottom floor of the ship.
Hooray! It's this part that we can let Wafflebyrg blow off because the top part's the part that does the flyy things.
Where you detect an aberration 30 foot
Did that
below you.
just come through?
30 foot
Did that
below
just
us.
fucking come through?
And yes, that did just come
What?
through. Wafflebyrg's investigation finally popped up.
Holy shit, that was slow as fuck.
So, I'm
That
sorry.
was slow as fuck.
So there's an aberration. I'm on the bottom floor, aren't I?
Yes.
And 30 foot below, and you're on the ship's on the ground, so it's beneath.
It's in
The
the
sand.
sand.
There is an aberration below us.
Here's the thing, Alekxander. It's 30 foot below you, but that also counts towards diagonal. This is pinging off both forwards and backwards 30 foot.
There's
Which
not
means
multiple,
it's
it's a big boy. There is something very large under the ship. Fuck me. Wafflebyrg, I think we might want to get this thing in the sky.
Wafflebyrg's in full panic mode. Wafflebyrg's not moving.
I'll
Potoo! Get this in the air now!
Potoo,
Right.
with your 16 while you're on the deck, you do spot something. Just slightly off in the distance. A figure stood in the sands, wearing a purple robe. Just watching the group, the ship, and the camp. Before
A
turning
familiar
heel.
purple lady.
No. This person, you can't even tell what gender they are. They are fully in a purple robe.
Purple person.
But they will
Walking
turn on
the
heel
sand.
and walk off. Oddly enough, despite the fact that you won't know this, but just above game, in the direction where the light beam was, towards the valleys, in other words. And while that is happening, Alekxander, you're pinging. You feel it start to move off towards the valley,
Everybody calm down.
which is
It's moving away.
a bit odd because it takes you a bit, because you think it is quite literally sat still before it starts to move away. And I'm gonna need you to make me a wisdom check.
It's fine. That's not my best, but it's fine.
Just a slight nagging feeling catches you.
Yeah.
That's either it took a while to start moving, or it's just that big that it was carrying on the ping until it got to the end part. And it's been moving this whole time.
This is not Alexander's problem. If it's leaving, it's leaving. Right, it's gone. Everybody calm down again.
Potoo, on the top,
Mm.
you see the sand rise up slightly before dipping back down as it follows the rope figure. Whatever was in that sand, yeah, it was big.
That could pose to be a problem later.
Aside from that, the readings have stopped.
What could pose to be a problem later, my feathery friend?
You seen the purple robed figure?
No, I just walked up here to find you staring off.
I'll be
into
back
the
shortly.
Alari's like, there was someone in purple?
Yes, and then the sand decided that it was going to move, like something was under it.
Where were they?
Points in the general direction that they went.
In the direction where you saw the light beam last night, said Alari. Also, I
Oh,
just
no.
realized you didn't make the roll to see who you woke up as today.
No, I didn't.
But it's more thematic to have it as Alari at the moment, so we'll keep it going.
Delris would disapprove heavily of most of the things that we're doing right now.
Exactly.
She would hinder this process more than help it. But it's kind of like, oh no. That's where that light beam was last night.
Light beam.
Do you remember when me and Mariah were talking about hearing those chimes before? And then they were coming from the little owl bear as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, well, I heard those again last night, and there was a beam of light in that direction.
And as you say this, a voice calls out, Chimes!
What?
You see, just about peeking out, just off the side of the ship, a small tuft of fur, like put up into a ponytail, with a little bone holding it in place.
It's
Who?
Perfectly good sound.
That was perfectly good. It's
Just
Nar.
It's Nar. I love him. Look at my fuzzy little friend.
Is it Nar?
Are you peeking over the side?
Of
Yeah.
course.
I am.
At first, you think it's Snar, but then you realise this is slightly shorter, fluffier, and seems to have a bit more intelligence behind the eyes.
If this is Alchemist, she didn't have a bone in her hair.
She does now.
Alchemist picked up a new accessory while he was away.
She needed to keep the fluff out of her face when in the desert heat.
I
But you
need to
do
see if
indeed
I
see what
actually-
seems to be a small prehistoric-looking Yordle staring up at you.
Hello?
Chimes.
Just kind of scruffs it, pick it up.
If that is a Yordle, isn't that a little demeaning to them?
Well, she was standing on the side of the boat.
Good point.
Chimes. Ding, ding, ding. I know
So-
that she managed to speak common last time.
She speaks bits of common.
Yep.
It's broken though.
So
Like, she only knows specific words.
Chimes.
common. All right, and kind of puts her on the deck. Like,
And she'll just kind of rustle in her little satchel. Pull out the chain that she had. Chimes. Ding.
kind of look at it. It's like hold out hand to see if she'll.
She pulls it back. It's like,
I don't think she's
I
going
won't
to get
take
that to
it.
you.
Alchemist chime.
I won't take it. I'll give it back. I
Ali-
just want to look.
Alchemist chime.
Do not forget, she's also shapeshifted into Alari before.
She has. So she's just so holding it. I say, Alchemist chime. Oh. Woohoo.
Just
Wow,
point out to
wow.
everyone.
Oh, wow, wow.
Oh.
That's Alchemist. In voice chat. The one in the top, like, right corner.
Oh.
But she does start making just funny noises and just mimicking.
Well, this is strange, right?
Very.
Yes, very.
Wink.
And another short figure hops onto the deck. This time using the gangplank itself. But I am going to need who would be up on deck at the moment. It's Porcelain Lady, Potoo, and Alari, if I recall. Given
Yeah,
Wafflebyrg,
Wafflebyrg has not moved.
yeah, and Alekxander was at the bottom. Technically, none of you have been fully into. Actually, no, wait, you have been into Noxus. What am I talking about? Party.
I've been into Noxus many times. Wandering through, never really.
Potoo and Alari and Porcelain Lady. Roll me history checks. Porcelain Lady with advantage, given how much more you've been there.
You said history.
Yes.
No
Alari,
fucking idea on
you're
Alari.
just staring at this little Yordle that just keeps pulling away the chain, then going, "Ooh, mama." Yeah. My phone just went chirp, chirp. Who the hell's just sent me a
Sure,
message?
sure.
I've got cricket noises in for when people try and message me on Messenger. What the hell was it? What? Oh. So just something quickly, Dion. I may have to edit this out of the video later.
What?
It's to do with June.
What?
Rebecca put up a message saying, got a phone call from Airbnb owner. He sells us an issue and he had to pull out so it can be repaired. Searching for another accommodation now and sending the money back to those who have been paid.
Nice.
So
I need to let her know that I can't go though.
yeah, that might make it a lot easier for us at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna message her now.
Yeah. I might just leave a message there saying something's come up for the beginning of June, so I can't make it. Either way. Potoo and Poison Lady. As you look at this small figure with the oddly booming voice, the first thing that your eyes are drawn to is a helmet this one is wearing.
Yeah.
Noxian.
Not just a Noxian helmet. Open up a new window, please, so I can grab the thing. Never mind, I'll just look at this way. I don't know why
Oh,
my computer's going slow as fuck tonight. I think it's because I changed OBS settings around a bit so I could record that thing yesterday. But you will see adorned on this small Yordle-like being's body, and I'll throw this in. D&D chat. This helmet.
It's
That is a
Mordekaiser.
dangerously familiar sigil.
It's a Mordekaiser. It's a mini Mordekaiser.
It's a bit odd, but you tolerate it. I would say get used to it, but you don't really.
If you think this one's off, you should meet ours.
I think you should just meet everybody. But might I say, it's rather kind to see you. It's been a while.
Your
Well.
voice is familiar, your form may have changed over the years. Then again, it has been a while since I've been able to look out with eyes again.
This is true. I believe I went to visit at one point and they said that you were in a rather blinded state.
I shackled to a helmet.
guys.
Aye. Blinded, shackled to a helmet. You could say that. And as for you, you've got a stench of the undead about you.
Oh, yes. Before it was able to be hidden rather kindly, but ever
I
since
mean your
this-
Asian friend there.
Oh, that one, yes.
You
Quite
could say
lovely,
something
isn't
like
it?
that.
Either way, we have business to be dealing with, so they'll reach over to try and grab the scruff of Alchemist's neck to drag her off. Come now, the others are waiting. We shouldn't keep them. After all, we get that chime over there. That's another one for their collection. Now comes
Good
the
luck.
Artificer dragged away, just chimes. Chimes! Yes, I know, chime, that's what we're going to get. And just before she's dragged off, you feel a small presence between you all, where the little owl bear snowflake is just sat. And just opens his mouth and does a ding of a chime. Chime! And then drag off the ship.
Does anybody know where Wafflebyrg is? I've been meaning to ask him a question.
That's a good question, actually.
Yes, it does.
Off to find Wafflebyrg then.
And the waffle hunt continues.
I want waffles. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm going to say it's not going to be that difficult, given that Wafflebyrg is
Everybody just
frozen
doing the mumba
in
down the
place at the
hall.
moment.
Well,
So it will just take a quick scouts around the ship to eventually find him, just kind of route to the spot.
just gonna.
I'm assuming that even for Wafflebyrg, this is like 1,000 yards there going on.
Oh yeah.
Gonna tap his shoulder. Wafflebyrg. Does anybody know of an annoying alarm around here?
Wafflebyrg does.
What is he staring at?
I think it's 1,000-yard stare.
Yes, but what's 1,000 yards away?
Go away.
Trauma.
Trauma indeed. Alrighty, well then I guess I'll find another way. Or ask you another time. Toodles. And just off wandering the ship. Do you have a workstation? Like a workshop? Somewhere fabulous where tools are made.
In the cargo hold.
Oh, thank you. Do you mind if I use it? I just wanted to upgrade this, and she pulls out the immovable rod. I had a fanciful idea, especially for our upcoming fight. We might need the protection.
I don't care, just use it.
Thank you, kind sir. And she's going to shuffle out slowly as to not make him angry. And she is off to the cargo hold to upgrade her immovable rod.
The show is just staring directly ahead of Wafflebyrg as the boys and lady leaves. Is the Potoo still there, would you say, too?
I imagine Potoo would probably stay for at least a minute or two to see what Wafflebyrg does.
Wafflebyrg is just staring ahead. Unlike what the others could see, which is just the interior of the ship, you're seeing the scene play out once more. A scene that has played out all too often in your mind. You're seeing that one day when your fear started, when your family was lost. You're seeing the Rek'Sai take them.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry.
Welcome back.
I just need to sort that out.
I need to leave a message about it.
I've just said I'm not don't feel like going.
But yes, you do see. Oh, go on.
At this point, Wafflebyrg is holding his actual real hand with his metal hand, keeping it from shaking too much.
Greetings and apologies in advance. I am Lay, your Kobold DM for Dark Tides of Runeterra and Devil Darlings, and as you may have suspected from some of the noise issues that has plagued this video towards the end, OBS had a bit of an issue, and therefore had to go ahead and sit in the corner over there and think about what it did. Meanwhile, I'm going to have to just read off some of the cliff notes that I've gathered here of what was missed from the recording, given that OBS cut out some of the great stuff. And by some of the great stuff, I mean we had a good monologue from Wafflebyrg between him and Potoo, and it annoys me so much that that went. We also had a lot of first from Alekxander, as well as everyone trying out the Alekxander monologue, and it pains me so much that we lost all of that. So, just looking at the notes here, essentially carrying on from the little vision that we had, Wafflebyrg had a bit of a heart-to-heart with Potoo, actually showing a lot more of a serious side, and had Potoo promised to them that Potoo wouldn't tell the twins about what Wafflebyrg's plans are, with Wafflebyrg essentially seeing this as his way to reunite with his family that was sorely taken from him by Rek'Sai. Essentially, Wafflebyrg isn't planning to come out of this alive. Potoo, of course, agrees to this and promises to not tell the twins, just so there will not be no interference. Wafflebyrg, at this point, goes back on top of the ship to meet up with the others, just as the group starts to arrive. Sejuani and Olaf, Jinx and Mundo, Trundle even, as well as Akshan and Samira, with Samira even admitting that she is splitting her pay 3 ways between 2 other people who just really wanted in on a good fight. That being the pit boss Set and Jack the winner, which I am still annoyed that OBS, looking over there at you in the corner, decided to cut out because there was a lot of confusion between Jack the character and Jack the player. However, we did get one very interesting thing to come of this, and that is a portal opening up from Bandle City, where a familiar couple of faces popped out as both Kuiper and Phoenyrie return to lend a bit of aid, given that the aspects are dealing with the Darkins. Of course, it was somewhat interrupted by Kled's return, as well as Heimerdinger turning up in the T-Hex, which caused Kuiper to have what can only be described as a fanboy moment, and cries of he wants to pilot the thing. Who knows, maybe he'll get the chance, we'll see next time. But down below deck, Potoo was drawn to a familiar energy reading, where Ledros was waiting, stating that if Potoo was to fall, he would take his sword back. But for now, they would be working on the same side, as they both have an ally in common in Callista, his former love. With Potoo kind of getting a bit of an interest there and potentially wanting to bring the two back together, and Ledros leaving Potoo on 3 words. Don't trust Viego. Which, to be fair, seems quite the sensible reasoning. I mean, it is Viego. He did almost take over the world and destroy the world. Yeah, trusting him may be not the best idea, but we'll see how things go next session if OBS decides to behave. Yes, keep looking at me over there from the corner with your done tap. So, yes again, apologies for the issues. We will hopefully try and get things fixed. Hopefully it was just a one-off bug. And we'll see you next time on the Dark Tides of Runeterra.